お兄ちゃん、マット・ジャクソンです。お土産お兄ちゃんと覚えてください。さあ、ヤングバックスの2人がまずリングに登っています。この戦いは8人タッグマッチです。まずはマット・ジャクソン、ニック・ジャクソンと待つリング上へ IWGP ジュニアヘビー級チャンピオンケニー・オメガ、そしてその後ろから同じくバレットクラブのチェイス・ボーエンズが戦いのリングを目指しています。ベルトを巻いているのがケニー・オメガ、ザ・クリーナー。そのオメガをまさに手助けするような形で大きなバケツ、そしてほうきを持って一歩一歩高くももを上げながら花道を掃除しながらザ・クリーナーが登場してきます。ステップを軽快に踏みます。現 IWGP ジュニアヘビー級チャンピオン、鼻歌も聞こえてきた。そしていつの間にやらバレットクラブ NWA フラッグはどこに行ったのか。
Yo, 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 what's going on? This is Afi Kingdom. I had to play my epic wrestling music if y'all was wondering what that was. I like epic wrestling music, and I got my man MYRON GAINES in here. Introduce yourself, brother. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? MYRON GAINES in the house, Miami, Florida.
So today we're going to talking about how to get your shit together for the 2020. What's up, Anthony Ramirez, Rick Torres, Slick Rick? What's going on? How to get your shit together 2020. Now, I know my man, he has fire game, and he's also does fitness, and he's all about self-development as far as mind, body, and soul. So what would be, what's up, McCain? What would be some, maybe like 5 quick things to just start these guys off on a quick start, and then from there we'll just roll.
Cool. So I would say the number one thing I would say is like number one, understanding where you stand. And I think knowing the climate, because the reality is a lot of guys work out to get girls, right? Like you meet most guys and they're like, oh yeah, you know, I started training to get girls. I started training to get girls. Even though that's a terrible, like that it's a good reason to start because it gets a lot of guys in the gym, but it's never going to lead to you actually building the physique you want, because motivation solely to get women is never enough to like be disciplined and everything else. Mm-hmm. But I will say this, in today's day and age, which me and you are going to talk about later, and you could touch on this more, there's never been a time where fitness is almost a requirement to meet women. You know what I mean? It's become so competitive now for the average guy that you have no choice but to get in shape. You know what I mean? Like you have to have like one of these like top, what I call like amplifiers, whether it's like elite good looks or crazy money or like just clout, you know, out the woos out, blue check mark, social media type shit, you know. So if you don't have one of those 3 things, it's going to be very tough for you to be successful in today's current dating scene. So to me, I think fitness is the best route to have on your side, because number one, no one can take it or give it to you, right? Yeah. And it's a great amplifier because not many people have it. And then also it builds a great foundation of confidence that you can build from to, you know, perpetuate more success in your life. So I would say, number one, I think for most guys is to understand that like in 2020, fitness is a requirement if you want to be a high level male. If you want to be an apex male, which is what most girls are looking for nowadays with the rise of social media, the internet, messaging apps, etc. Like women have super high standards now. Like that's just an unfortunate reality. You know, guys can cry and say hypergamy this, hypergamy that, but the reality is you just have to be better. And like, you know, you should, as a man, we should want to rise up and be better, right? So, so I would say for sure, getting your fitness in check and understanding the current marketplace that you're in is a great foundation to go from, right? But it's got to be intrinsic too. Like you got to do it for you, but there's nothing wrong with using that little motivator that like, damn, I really have to be the best man I can be to get the most attractive women that I want to get, right? Mm-hmm. So I would say 5 lifestyle habits to adapt now that guys can use is, if you have a fitness goal, man, set a fucking deadline. I talked about this on my Instagram a couple of days ago. Goals without deadlines are dreams, guys. Like, you have to set a deadline, because if you don't set a deadline, then it's going to be very difficult for you to hold yourself accountable. And with fitness, you really have to hold yourself accountable, because it's going to be days when you feel like shit. Like last night, I put a story up, like, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to want to not go. You know, you're going to feel weak and all this other crap. You're going to make every excuse in the book, like, I'll just go tomorrow and all this other shit. And that's when you really need to go. You know what I mean? So a deadline keeps you adherent to your training program. Second is just understanding that, like, accepting pain, right? So like a lot of guys, and this is kind of a human nature, right? So like humans are always in the pursuit of pleasure while running away from pain, right? So going to the gym is almost kind of counterproductive, you know, to that, because a lot of people laugh and say, you know, bodybuilders are masochists and stuff like that. But the reality is that accepting that pain, like anything that's worth having, comes with some kind of initial pain, which will lead to glory at the end, versus things that initially come with like some type of pleasure initially are typically going to lead to pain later. And an example of this would be like you eat a piece of cake, right? And you don't track what you ate. It's like 1,000 calories. You ate a big ass piece, like, oh, this tastes really good. You just eat it. You know, it's so great when you're eating it. But then, a day passes, 2 days passes, 3 days passes, and that bad habit continues to perpetuate. You eat more shitty food because your bad habits lead to more bad habits. And then, because it's satisfying at first, right? And the next thing you know, you've eaten, 1,000 calories over your, total daily energy expenditure, aka your maintenance calories, and then you've gained, multiple pounds. And if you've gotten fat, and you multiply that over weeks, over months, and then next thing you know, you're fat as fuck. You know what I mean? So things that are typically enclosed with initial pleasure almost always lead to failure or some type of pain in the back end, versus on the inverse, pain up front typically leads to pleasure at the end, right? So like, let's say you take a year or two where you don't party, you save a shit ton of money, right? You're like saving a bunch of money. You're not going out. You're not going on dates. Your friends are making fun of you for being cheap as hell, whatever. You're sitting inside. You're being a cheapskate, right? But you end up saving a shit ton of money, and you're able to like, quit your job and start your business, or you're able to invest that money in a real estate property that's going to make money for you down the road. Well, you suffered to save that money so that you would have eventual pleasure. And typically the route to success is typically in that type of route where there's pain at first. So people need to finish the second point. You need to get comfortable getting unfucking comfortable. That's step number 2. And you can apply that facet to everything else in life, whether it be fitness, working, saving money, etc., becoming successful. You just got to be you have to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Third, man, this is going to hit home for me, but surrounding yourself with people that are successful, man. I get a little personal. I had to cut a couple of my friends, man, from childhood. I loved them like brothers, man. I really did. And I grew up with these guys. We went to high school together. We kicked it together. I'm not going to say any names out of respect because I still respect these individuals. But I realized that my goals didn't align with their goals, right? So, like, I had to make the tough decision that if I want to truly be successful, I have to just cut ties. You know what I mean? And I need to start surrounding myself with successful people. You know what I mean? If I truly want to grow. So what I do, I started talking. Shout out to Jonathan from Modern Life Dating, man. He's fucking business partner and now a close friend. He taught me a lot. Shout out to Rich Cooper, mentor, multi-millionaire, helping me out with becoming just a better man in all facets, financially, social media wise, everything. Donovan Sharp, experience out the woozah. This man's been through a bunch of shit, and I'm just like surrounding myself with successful, like-minded men that are chasing excellence. That's what I'm like. I'm at a point now in my life, Afi. Afi, for you guys that I'm sure everybody here already knows you. This is your channel, but we've had many discussions where Afi is like broken shit down. Where I was like, what the fuck, like, I thought I was, fairly astute with women. This guy's at another level, man. So
this is not stuff. You say they might not know it.
Oh yeah. So yeah. This is not on YouTube, guys. This was in Jonathan's private community. Shout out to Jonathan, Modern Life Dating. and we were giving guys the raw truth. And Alfie was just like, ugh, like, you know, I'm the fitness guy. You know, I'm telling guys, hey, you know, applying like the truth with fitness, you know, like, yo, keto's a scam, all this other shit. And then Alfie's like just dropping truth bombs with like, you know, with relationships, how to deal with your girlfriend, how to keep from getting cheated on, like just, you know, mind state stuff. So these are the type of men that I'm surrounding myself with now, man. Like successful guys chasing excellence in all endeavors in their life. So that's what you got to do. You got to surround yourself with people that are successful. They always say you're the average of the top 5 people you hang out with, man. And that is so true. You're hanging out with fat fucks, losers, people that smoke weed, people that drink every single day, people that are lazy, people that aren't ambitious. It's just a matter of time until you become one of those people. And Jonathan says it all the time. He always puts himself in a room where he's the poorest fucking guy. And let me tell you guys something. I'm not going to say how much money Jonathan makes, but he's in the top 3%. You know, when it comes to finances. So that's where you need to be. You apply it to fitness, finances, everything. Number 4, write your goals down, man. When you write it down and when you write it down and you say it to yourself and you visualize it, it's just a matter of time until it becomes reality. Write your fucking goals down. And then 5th is consistency, guys. Like success is nothing more. And I always use fitness as like my analogy because that's like where I come from. Like success of fitness is nothing more than doing the things that make you successful consistently while avoiding the things that don't make you successful consistently. That's all it is. And then if you apply that same principle to making money, you know, saving money, dealing with women, dealing with friends, dealing with coworkers, dealing with your boss, etc. You avoid things that make you that are bad habits that make you unsuccessful, and do things that make you successful, and you do it consistently. I always say consistency plus time equals results, man. And that is ever so true, especially in fitness, because fitness, when you really look down at it, like when you look at it, it's like boring as fuck. But when you do it consistently, you're just going to get results. So those are the top 5 things I could think of off just the top of my head. You kind of got me on the spot there. But yeah, bro.
Around here, you got to get used to it. That's how we go. It might be somebody pop up and might drop some fire game. You never know. Mm-hmm. We chilling though. No, those are 5 imperative tips. I conclude with all of them. I feel like even me, I had a discussion with Lawrence D. Adams, and you've seen him before, my man, the Red Spills Holiness, and we were basically talking about, we were having a 3-way conversation about a lot of things, but it just kind of came up that we all wanted to open a school. I currently teach, and they taught at separate times. But we didn't even know that we all had that same dream and passion until this conversation that happened earlier today. So we've already surrounded ourselves and look at ourselves as winners and brothers. And it was just a coincidence that we shared a same passion like that without even knowing it. So it's going to be easier to accomplish that goal because not only do I want it, he wants it from me. He wants it from me. I want it from him. I want it from him. And we all want it for each other. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll say this, man, if there was ever a time that the teachers, I mean, because obviously, you know, when we had the seminars, you know, Afi, I could tell you really enjoy like teaching, helping people out. Yeah. I think if there's ever been a time where like men need guidance, men need help, you know, there's got to be strong leaders, strong teachers. It's now, man. It's today. You know, we live in a world now today where, I mean, dude, the stats show it. You know what I mean? I think the Washington Post did a study back in like October that reported like, you know, men were reporting the lowest levels of sexual activity than ever before. You know what I mean? You know, birth rates are declining, marriage rates are declining. More and more guys are addicted to pornography. More and more guys are playing video games all day. More and more guys are veering away from social relationships. And this isn't a knock against, I know people say, oh, you beef with MGTOW. I'm not knocking guys off MGTOW. I'm just saying that like we're definitely in a state right now where men need help. No one gives a fuck about men because it's always been that way. That's the reality. You know what I mean? Like men have always been looked at as the expendable sex. And it's biological, right? Because at the end of the day, if you have one man and 100 women, you could propagate society, right? But if you have it the other way around, well, we're doomed. So it's always been that way. But you know, I'd say like, you know, when I meet these guys that need help and I talk to them, I'm like, damn. And then like, this is just, you know, you talk to these younger guys, especially like these 20-year-olds and stuff like that, like these true millennials that grew up in like the digital age. Like me and you, we still like remember what it's like to talk to someone on the phone, you know, leaving a voicemail. But now it's like that shit is like non-existent. Like my little brother, he's 18. Like, he doesn't even know what it's like to not have a cell phone. You know, and that's the world we live in now. We live in a super connected digital world. So I think if there was ever a time where guys need help with masculinity, leadership, being accountable, just learning how to like say something and like stick to it, you know, like your word, you know what I mean? Like, these are all very important things that like define masculinity, which I feel like is missing nowadays. So yeah, man, if there was ever a time for teachers and shit like that, it's now, man. You know, that's why Jordan Peterson blew up. A lot of people don't want to say it, but like, he kind of came in and like cornered the market with this Lost Boy wave. You know what I mean? Like, saying simple shit like, make your bed when you wake up in the morning. People were like, oh, this is profound. And that's not a knock towards Jordan Peterson, but that just goes to show the state that we're in right now. You know what I mean? Where like there's a severe lack of discipline in young men. Severe, you know what I mean? There's a reason why the obesity rate is at like 70% in the United States. It's just like, and obesity is like it's literally like a physical manifestation of a lack of discipline. So, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately.
That's some real shit. Let me tell you what's going on, KingDre. What's going on, Mr. Man in Action? Those content creators in there. They just be chilling over here, man.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for coming in and tuning in, guys.
I'm gonna tell you that how doing those private teachings, man. And I told Jonathan himself, like, that changed my life, because just doing that, because it's like, you teach every day and you interact with children. You interact with adults too, but the adults you don't really teach, you interact with, right?
Yep, for sure.
And then when you go live on YouTube, as I'm going live on YouTube now, you know, I know the people in the comments and stuff like that, because we like a close little unit over here. But hearing the live feedback, it just put me on the stage. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was on the stage, because I can hear you guys. I can hear, you know what I mean? And then it just told, and then, you know, you get a different type of validation when you're helping grown men who have their own struggles, who think they know and have to humble themselves for you to teach them, for them to take knowledge that you give them, and then maybe the week later, like I remember the last quarter, I think it might have been Matt Wolf, and the last quarter I gave him some type of finesse game, and then the next week I was on there and he was just like, hey man, I did what you said, man, it worked just like you said. Just shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
like,
that's a huge, like, man, you can't beat that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that feeling of helping men out. And we, you know, I've always said it, like, you know, the most successful people are the people that are open to learning from others that are better than them in a certain facet, right? So like, obviously I got the fitness stuff down, but like Jonathan, for example, he like knows digital marketing well. Like, this dude knows when it comes to internet, and he, you know, he also like schooled me on cryptocurrency, all these things. I deferred to him to that, because I can put my ego to the side and like say, he's better than me at this. I'm going to talk to him about this. Same thing with Rich Cooper. Rich Cooper knows money too. This guy's a fucking multimillionaire. Talk with him. I put my ego to the side and I learn. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Go ahead. Keep going.
That's all good. It's all good, bro. That pimped out dog with the suit. For you guys that don't know, like Afi, his dog is pimped out. Even put him in some nice gear. Be fresher than a lot of these dudes out here. But no, like, you know, I think it's very important, obviously, guys, to like be able to defer to some, and that's why it's so important to have guys on your team that are either on your level or above you, because you're always trying to grow. If you're not growing, then if you're not progressing, then you're regressing. That's just the reality. That's the cold hard reality. You know what I mean? If you're not getting better, you're getting weaker, and iron sharpens iron. So you need to surround yourself with successful people, man. So, you know, I always like to give out respect to the people, you know, Jonathan from Modern Life Dating, Donovan Sharp, Rich Cooper, Afi, obviously. You know, I've met a lot of great guys, a lot of people in Jonathan's group, which I'm not going to say here because I don't want to take anyone's privacy, but like, you know, lawyers, financial experts, hypnotists, other fitness experts that I'm able to collaborate with and talk ideas with. Like, these are the type of people you want to surround yourself with, guys. If you've got friends that are just sitting around smoking weed, doing dumb shit, not exercising, not, you know, spending money on stupid shit like going to a strip club or whatever, like that's not bad every now and then. You know what I mean? You want to go out and party with your friends, celebrate something. That's cool. But like, understand that, like, you know, that's not behavior that's conducive to success long term, you know. So you don't want to be proactively doing that stuff day to day, week to week, all that shit, because it's gonna just fuck you up, you know. At the end of the day, when you're chasing success, you got to truly be about it, you know. It's got to be a 24/7 pursuit. So
Apologize about the dog cameo.
No, I was telling him about how your dog is pimped out. How you be dressing him up. He'd be more fresh than a lot of the people out here.
He even scared me with that one. I'm like, damn, okay.
But no, man, I was just talking about, like, you know, surrounding yourself with successful people and everything like that. So how important that is. But I guess what we could talk about. So tell us about California, man. Where you're at in the Bay? You're in the Bay, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
like San Fran?
I'm in Oakland, California, where the Warriors play.
Okay. What's the marketplace like out there?
It's decent. You know what? It's kind of hard for me to say because, like, a lot of guys you may ask from the Bay, they'll tell you one thing, but I spend a lot of time traveling out the country and state to state. So for me, like, if you never been here and you came here, you might be thinking, you might feel like it's kind of fly and shit. But for me, the Philippines is was fly. That's
really okay.
Thailand was fly. So this shit is like, it's cool. You know, there's
and you've been all over the world. Like, I know you've traveled. You've been to how many, like 20 plus, 30 plus countries?
Yeah, man. I've been traveling since I was 20, and I'm 38 now. So, you know, I got some years under my belt. Sometimes guys get the idea that your life starts when you start a channel and shit, you know? Like, if I started a channel 6 months ago, I've been doing it for 6 months. No, man, this is just a lifestyle for me.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. I feel you. I think travel is very important. It broadens your horizons, man.
Yeah, it broadens your horizons because I always say that when you travel, especially when you travel alone, that's one of the quickest ways that you can gain a abundance mindset because you're put in a situation that makes shit happen. Right, so you gotta watch your back. You gotta initiate conversation to figure out where shit at, where is shit popping, how long it's gonna be popping, where you should go, the places you should go, you know, meet and all of that. And then when you travel often, what happens is you just become a person like that. And then you come home and now you're this more swagger-ripped character that knows how to initiate conversation because you've been talking to people that can't speak English. Right, so it's easy for you to say how you doing to a hot chick now.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you this: I've been to third world countries, man. So for the guys in the group that are wondering, my parents are from North Sudan, right? So I grew up in a Muslim household. I grew up, grew up poor. Grew up in Connecticut, Central Connecticut, New Britain, Connecticut. Shout out to hard hitting. And you know, that humbled me. And I've been to Sudan. I've been to Egypt. I've been to these, like, you know, poor Middle Eastern countries. And I'll tell you this, man, it made me appreciate, it truly made me appreciate. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the love. It made me appreciate the United States, man. Like, people don't understand how easy and, like, how good the quality of life is here, man. Like, that's why, like, I never disrespect soldiers that fight for the United States. I don't disrespect anyone that fights to uphold the authority of the United States. Whether people want to sit around and, you know, talk shit, United States, sucks. You know, at the end of the day, these people died and sacrificed so that you could say that bullshit. So, you know, I love this country. You know, obviously it's given me and my family great opportunities, and I would not have that appreciation had I not seen what true poverty is, man. Like, people think, oh, you know, I don't, you know, my house is dirty, or I live in Section 8 housing. This is poor. No, man. Try being in a fucking desert with camels, with no water, no food. Like, you know, kids running around, like kids working at the age of like 5, man, to make no money just so they can try to make something to eat. Like, that's true poverty, man. That's true poverty. So that's why, like, people say, oh, yo, Myron, you're kind of like a dick. Like, why do you not feel sorry for people that aren't successful? And my thing is, like, because I've seen true poverty and I've seen the opportunities that are here. Like, the poorest person in the United States is still better off than like 80% of the world, man. Like, you get access to free education in one of the strongest countries. You know, there are scholarships to go to college. And I'm not saying, like, I mean, college is kind of a scam too, but you can educate and better yourself. So, like, when I see people that are like homeless, that are drug addicts and shit like that, I don't really feel sorry for them. Like, I just don't. Obviously, some guys have bad circumstances. You know, some people are unlucky. I understand that. But man, everybody that lives in the United States, if you have 2 hands, 2 legs, nothing's wrong with you up top, you should be able to make something of yourself, man. Because I've seen the worst, man, in Sudan and in Egypt, and it's just like man, God bless the United States. This is like the best place to be. You know, people can clown me and say, "Oh, you're a stupid patriot." Well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best country. So it is what it is. That's how I feel.
That's what's up. Well, let's unpack this because you know these guys. Let's give them 3 tips on the ladies, man.
Oh, okay.
Because we can showcase all of your shit, man.
Yeah, man.
This is the channel where you show off. We don't keep it modest. It's cats over here that ride Bentleys that's on here that talk shit with me. You feel me? Like we just
no, that's what's up, man.
Put that shit out there.
So
give them some game on how to attract high value, high interest women.
Yeah,
so I'm
man.
not gonna say dimes because dimes are subjective, but we're gonna just say
they
high
are subjective
and high value because that's so whatever high value is to them and high interest will be some tips for these guys to apply that they can apply immediately into besides this working out, like maybe mindset wise or maybe like social media, like maybe Facebook or Instagram shit wise, like for them to get in the game.
Yeah, man. So I live in Miami, guys. So for those that are unaware, like Miami is like literally, man, I call this the Miami is the Olympics of of the dating world, man. You know, because you're just competing. Like like as a man here, you got to understand. Like, yes, we have. I think Miami has the most beautiful women out of anywhere I've been in the States. I've been in California. I've lived in the East Coast. I've lived in Boston, Philadelphia, Connecticut, New York City. I've been out west. I've lived in Texas for many years. So, I mean, I've been out in the Midwest before. I will say the highest concentration of beautiful women, in my opinion, is the South Florida area. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, with that said, it's competitive as hell here. Like, for on the male side and the female side. On the female side, there's just beautiful girls everywhere. So that's good for you as a guy because then you can kind of exercise an abundance mindset. But at the same time, the competition is pretty strong here. There are a lot of guys that don't have their shit together, which in South Florida, which a lot of girls complain about. But there's a lot of guys that do, and I would say that because there's a lot of New York money here. You know what I mean? That like guys that and South American money as well. So that invest in property, that invest in property here and everything like that. Or they have a summer home here. So you got to understand the competition you're against. And then the other thing too is that guys got to kind of understand like the uncomfortable realities, and some of the uncomfortable realities is that, and I kind of had to learn this the hard way when I first moved out here, is that I'm just going to say it, guys, the average girl has way more options than you. No matter how much of a high value guy you are, you got to understand that the average girl has way more fucking options than you. Like, that's just the cold, no matter how much of a high value male you are, like, that's just how it is. So with that said, you can't get mad when girls flake on you, when girls don't respond to your text messages, when girls don't want to go out and see you, or they cancel on you, any of this shit. You can't get mad. And that's why it's so important. Shout out to AMS too, by the way. I've spoken to him off the record as well. He fucking sharp guy. You got to be on your purpose. Yeah, man. Shout out to AMS. You got to truly be on your purpose. Like, and with purpose, guys, I'm sure a lot of guys here already know this, but like, you got to have something that's like beyond, like something that you wake up to, whether it's building your business, building your body with your physique, spending time with your family, whatever it may be that you enjoy, art, creating music, whatever it is. You have to have something that like defines you, that gives you peace, because you are going to get flaked on. I'm going to say that right now. I don't care how high value you are, whatever. In this dating world, which goes back to why I'm saying it's so important to be fit, women have way more options than you. The internet has connected the world. Man, I'm going to give you guys a story real quick.
Story time.
Yeah, I'm
going to say story time.
Yeah, story time, man. I'm gonna give a quick story time. This is true story, man. I'm not gonna say no names.
The pimp music about to come on too. Like the pimp's out. Y'all ready for the pimp music? Look, right on cue. It's coming in 1 minute.
So I'm gonna give you guys. So there's a girl that I was dating here, man. Pretty girl. But she's like, not. She's not like some like bang energy model, right? So, I was walking her to her car, and she's like, and this girl, I'm 30, right? This girl's 21, right? She's like, yeah, I'm talking with Shaq right now on Instagram. I'm like, what? Shaq? Yo, and in my head, I'm like, yo, this was in New Year, right before New Year's, by the way. This is before Kobe passed. R.I.P. to Kobe, man. Fucking terrible loss. So she's like, I'm talking to Shaq, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, there's no way you know who Shaq is. There's no way. You know what I mean? Because when he was winning championships, you were like 8 years old, and she's like, no, Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal, the Lakers. I was like, what? And she showed me her Instagram. She had messaged him and asked him to go to his New Year's Eve party, and and he said, and he was like going back and forth with her, and he said she could go. And in my head, that's when it hit me. I was like, damn, like this is like literally the girl I'm with right now is talking to a blue check mark, Hall of Fame, former professional athlete, 3-time, 4-time, I think he's a 5-time NBA champion, 4-time NBA champion, right? I know he went through with the Lakers. I think one with the Heat, with Wade. Right. So it's like, this is what you're up against, guys. You know what I mean? I dated another girl that used to get flown out by Future. That like maybe like hit me with the reality check, and then I dated another girl that used to see Future regularly. He used to fly her out to LA and see him. So like, this is what you're up against, gentlemen. These are uncomfortable realities that they're never going to tell you, obviously, unless they're super, super comfortable with you. But like, I just have a very nonchalant attitude because I'm like very, I don't react. Like, I don't get mad. It's like, they feel comfortable when they tell these things to me. But I say that to say, understand that you do have a lot of competition. The girls have way more options than you do, and not get mad. And when they do flake on you, make sure that you have a strong purpose that you can rely on and that you derive pleasure from. Because if your life is based around chasing women, you're never gonna be happy. That's why guys like Mystery, Neil Strauss, these like legendary pickup artists from the early 2000s, they all had mental breakdowns. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have a purpose besides chasing women. And that's not what you should be doing. You should be chasing excellence, and then a byproduct of getting that excellence is being attractive to women, and then you being able to be the selector. Because when you're the selector, you're in a much more powerful position. And at the end of the day, the girl wants to win your validation, man. She doesn't want you to be drooling all over her and everything like that. Like, girls are inherently attracted to men that are on their level or superior to them in some way. It's biological. So you have to be better. Like that you can't fake it. That's why I say, like, it's self-improvement is so important. You know what I mean? If you live with your mom, you got no money fucking saved, you go on a date with a girl and you tell me, hey, you want to Venmo me $35.27 for fucking drinks and dinner? Like, you're already fucking up, man. And it's not even about like you're paying for the date and you're like a simp. No, it's not that. It's a principle that you can do it, and you're the leader. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you have to do. You have to show these leadership characteristics, which are, again, another trigger trait for attraction. So those are some things I would give, like, just like some basic tips, like, focusing on yourself, being successful, and then a byproduct of that should be that you become inherently more attractive, being a leader, not getting angry when girls flake on you or like yell at them or anything like that, or God forbid show some kind of violence, like especially in today's climate. Like, you shouldn't be doing that type of shit. Well, if a girl flakes on you, like, just be like, all right, I don't care. You know what I mean? If you really want to get them mad, put your read receipts on your phone. When a girl texts you some bullshit, look at the phone and just don't respond. That's how you got to be now.
gotta put them on ice.
Yeah, like, you got to, like, like, you're better off sometimes just not responding and leaving them on red. You know what I mean? That honestly, because they're not used to that. Like, most guys are going to sit there and type paragraphs and try to like negotiate desire. Shout out to Rollo Tomasi. That's, it's true. You can't negotiate desire, so it's like.
That's funny. They be trying to negotiate desire, man. That's crazy. You guys are funny.
Yeah, man. It's crazy shit. Well, it's because there's a bunch of bullshit like out there in the internet, right? Like where, like, you got these like, how do I say this? You got like these dating coaches that just give really bad fucking advice, man. They'll say some dumb shit like keep pursuing or put her on a pedestal, like all these like super unattractive things. Be clingy, like Like these things just don't work, man. You know what I mean? The fairy tale is not true, guys. You know, it's just you have to be attractive and then let them come to you, man. You build it and they will come. You know, and it's when you're not chasing them that you're gonna be the most attractive, because you just have a very take it or leave it attitude, and that's inherently attractive as well. When you are outcome independent and you don't care what she thinks because you're so focused on building yourself and becoming a better man, that's powerful, because most guys aren't doing that. Most guys are like, you know, going into debt to lease a Mercedes to impress girls, or spending all their money on stupid clothes that are overpriced to impress girls, or popping bottles at the club, or spending money on alcohol, like all these dumb things. And it's like their priorities are all fucked up. Like they don't even have $1,000 in savings. Like what are you doing? You know what I mean? But that's the world we live in, where everyone's just trying to get clout. Everyone's trying to, like, you know, so many people live beyond their means to impress women, and it's just foolish, man. You literally have to focus on yourself first, and then you know, work on yourself first. Then you can start expanding into other endeavors, and then that's going to make you more attractive, in my opinion, at least. What about you, Afi? What do you think?
Facts. And let me also state, he not just being funny, because when I started YouTube 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years in April, and that's how I know. Like, see, my channel used to be called, bro, Dominance Mindset Raw Game. The Instagram was the name on this channel. So the point of it is I didn't really see too many guys kicking this high value shit like I've been kicking. It was shit like that. There were actual videos saying pedestalize women. Like, that's not even a joke.
Yeah,
I've actually seen videos like keep pursuing. Like, I've actually seen that shit before. Like, we got all the players in here. Jay Motivate, what's going on out the Philippines? Even out the Philippines, James Hampton, my artist homie, what's going on? McCain. They all throwing shoes. Golden Child.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, some girls are gonna, you know, want you to pursue, and you know, because they want to feel like, oh, I'm getting chased. But man, you know, it's not worth it 90% of the time, because you could have used that time to, like, do other endeavors that will probably make you more successful, man. Like, you got to be, you know, painfully selfish in 2020 with like your goals and your ambitions. And if, like, anyone steps in the way, like, I'm not even talking about women, like your friends, even your family, sometimes if they get in your way, you got to cut them off.
Unpack that, because that's a major one about your friends and your family. How do guys deal with that? What would you suggest? Like, because, you know, sometimes your family can have a negative mindset, you know, or they not believe in you. You know, people deal with that. So what would you say about that? And thanks for hitting the PayPal. Let me see who that was. Thank you, Ricardo.
Hey, thanks, Ricardo. Appreciate the support, man. Bro, I would say, fortunately for me, man, I can't. So here's the thing with me, man. This is another reason why I can't really. So I grew up in a 2-parent household. I grew up Muslim. My parents are still together to this day. You know, we grew up poor, but I'll tell you this, man. My parents' unity and their love for each other, like, kept the family together despite us being poor as fuck. You know, my dad came to the United States in the 80s. Didn't speak English, spoke only Arabic, was a cab driver in New York City. My mom stood by him. She raised us. She stayed home. He worked. You know, he got robbed multiple times in New York City. He was working in Brooklyn back in the 90s when it was very dangerous. My mom didn't speak English either, and they learned. You know, that's another reason why I don't feel sorry for people, because, like, my parents came here and struggled, man. And I'm proud to say my parents never took welfare. We just grew up poor and ate it. Like, that's just what it is. So, I can, like, you know, I was fortunate where I came from a stable household, parent-wise. Even though we didn't have money, we were happy, you know, and it made me value money more. It made me value, like, not being broke, and it motivated me to be successful. And then also my parents that kicked me in the ass. Like, my parents used to beat me if I fucked up, and, you know, and my dad always used to tell me, you know, we brought you to this country. Well, I was born in the United States, but I came to this country so you could be successful. If I was born here, I'd be a fucking lawyer, doctor. He told me that every day, man. Anytime I came home with a B or a C, he would just shit on me like that. So it instituted, like, value and accountability. Like, my dad was a traditionally masculine man. He was very stoic in his behaviors. He didn't really. He was like the authority in the house. Like, if I fucked up, my mom would tell him, and then I'd get beat up. Like, that's just how it was. You know, there wasn't none of this, like, and I'm a firm believer that kids should get beat if they fuck up. Like, it's a very primal reinforcer that bad behavior will no longer be tolerated. You know what I mean? I never did drugs. I never got arrested or got in trouble because my dad beat me, because my dad was a strong masculine male, you know, and he kept my sister from doing dumb shit too, because he used to punish her as well. So I can never look back at my parents and say, oh man, I can never look back at my parents and say, you know, you guys didn't support me or anything. If I fuck up at this point, it's on me. Like my parents are, you know, they were there. But I will say this, when it comes to friends, like I was saying earlier, I had to cut off some friends and it's painful. Like I you know, like in hindsight, I wish I didn't have to, but that's what you have to do. Maybe we'll reconnect another time. But like at the end of the day, where I'm at in life right now, you know, I had to make that sacrifice so I grow and become better, you know, because had I just kept doing the trivial shit that I was doing, playing video games, you know, chewing the shit on the internet and all this, it's a bunch of waste of time, man. So, you know, you got to be willing to, but I will say this, unfortunately for me, I didn't have that issue with family because, you know, I grew up in a very close Arab Muslim household, but like you have to be willing to cut people though. You know, I'm very aware that I was lucky, but even though I grew up poor, that you have to be willing to cut people that don't serve you. Like you have to, you have to be able to do that, whether they're family, close friends, people that you grinded with. Like once they no longer serve you, you have to be willing to cut them. That's how much, that's how ruthless you have to be when it comes to being successful. Like that's just the reality. So that's what I would say. What do you think, Afi?
I think that's fire game, and that's cold, what you said, because it's really, and people don't understand it. Like when you're really focused, and you have a dream, and you figure out the steps in your mind or on paper or through conversation, the steps to make your dream a reality, you stop caring about other shit, man. And it can be people included. Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody has their ups and downs and stuff like that. But like you said, man, we can reconnect later. Because right now, man, we got shit to do. And you only live one life. One life. You know what I'm saying? I can't spend an hour listening about things that you said don't serve me or just taken away, man, because it's not even that I need or you need the time to accomplish our dreams, but we need to have a mindset too, and it needs to be clear so we can stay focused. And what negative energy will do is bring us down. It'll take away, and then it's hard to get that back. It's like it's like walking on an escalator at that point, you know. It's like walking on the escalator. You're still moving, but you're not getting to your destination because you're going the wrong way. This is fire game. I want.
Yeah, man. And
I said that.
Yo, and I'm gonna give you guys. Some real shit right now. Literally, the people that I was talking about are texting me right now, talking shit. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I just did? Blocked them, bro. Because that you walk it like you talk it, right? Like I'm literally just told you guys, yo, you gotta be willing to cut people up, and. You know, I still have their phone numbers. I just don't talk to them no more. And then they send me some stupid messages. Oh, you said, and I gave them the respect and didn't give them. I didn't give any names, but they know it's them. So what do? Message me talking shit, and I'm just like, all right, man. Well, block, because like that's how it's got to be. That's how stone cold you have to be with your fucking goals, man. Like and it hurts. So don't get me wrong. These are people I've like. Been friends with since I was a child, bro. Like I have fucking high school pictures, middle school pictures with these people, man. And it hurts. But at the end of the day, the drive, the fire for success burns brighter than the need for validation from old friends that no longer serve a purpose in my life anymore. You know what I mean? So I literally just blocked them now. And that's how you literally have to walk it like you talk it. Yeah, as I'm talking to you on this podcast, because I'm on my app looking at my iPad and you know, I'm getting a bunch of fucking stupid messages. I'm like, bro, I'm not even going to entertain this shit. Block. Now they're going to get some green bubbles. You know what I mean? So it's like,
because the thing is, bro, is not only will you lose entertaining, it'll change your shit. Say you got some shit to do, right? Boom. You entertain some bullshit. Now your mood's fucked up. Now you're going to have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, why am I going to sit here? Like one dude's like over here swearing at me saying, oh, there's some shit. Like, and it's like, bro, like what? You don't have to tune into this podcast, man. You could just go do something else. But but that's small-minded behavior. That's not chasing excellence. That's not chasing success, man. Like if you're out here like trying to like talk, you know, you can always measure someone that's not like progressing in life when they're trying to bring down others. They're spending time like bickering over dumb shit. Like people that are truly successful, like I'll give you guys an example, man. Shout out to Rich Cooper, shout out to Jonathan, because I get this from the
shout out to Rich Cooper. Send Rich Cooper this one. Let him watch this one. He don't know I rock with him. I've been rocking with him since the Single Moms. You got to give a special shout out to him from Happy Kingdom, man.
And something I learned from talking with Rich, he's one of my mentors, right? From Rich, and also when I talk with Jonathan all the time, yo, they have zero fucking like regard. Like if someone says something that pisses them off, they cut them off immediately. Block, green bubbles, you know, like immediately, you know. Shout out to my iMessage people out there that understand that joke, but it's just like done, you know, like they don't even entertain it, bro, because they're so focused on making more money that they don't even like fucking bother with that shit. So it's like that's how it's got to be, man. Shout out to Ed in the chat, man. What's up, Ed?
Hey, Ed, you looking real cool with the gray beard. You look like you just came from a nice coffee date, Edward.
Yeah, man. Ed got that voice, man.
Edward, you just came from a successful coffee date, didn't you? You met her at Starbucks. Y'all drank coffee, and she chose up, and she said she was ready for you. I bet you. Tell me it ain't.
Yeah, bro. Nah, Ed has the best voice of all time, man. This guy, like, he used to be a professional, speaker. Like, he would be like the narrator.
Yeah.
Voices. So, nah, that's great stuff. Shout out to Ed, man. Ed went through an awesome transformation, man. He worked with me, man. Hard ass worker. He got fucking shredded. Follow me on Instagram, guys. I post all my fitness stuff, transformations, science, evidence-based fitness and nutrition training advice. I cite all my studies. I'm now out here saying some bro science bullshit. You know, it's all about getting guys the true content, man. About how to truly build muscle, burn fat, get aesthetic without the bullshit. So yeah, man.
He said that was last night. We got my man Lax LFG in the building. What's going on, Jay Lax? He came out here to see me, man. We had a good real talk. I'm gonna drop our interview next week. He lives in Seattle, man. He came to show love, man. We had a real moment. He a very positive brother.
No, that's good stuff, man. Yo, question, bro. Out there in the Bay, what's the ratio like out there? Out in because I know Silicon Valley, obviously, you got a lot of tech jobs.
Let me see. I never even let me think about that. It's more women than men. I'm gonna say 60-40, man. I can actually Google the actual.
Really, more women than men.
I never knew, but then again, it's like it's a lot of gentrification, so it's like it's kind of scattered now. Like you get a lot of people that's not from here. When you go to Oakland, like the main part of Oakland, downtown, the lake, nobody's from Oakland. You know, you got people.
Yeah. Oakland is going through some serious gentrification right now, right?
Serious. Where I live, because I live in the state. People always mix up. Just like Oakland with like LA, and Oakland is close. Like it's far. Like East Bay and LA is a totally different experience. You know. People just like they think it's across the bridge. Like no, that's LA is a whole different scene. Like I don't know what's like. Yeah, you like the Lakers? Yeah, because of LeBron James. You know.
Yeah. I've been to LA once, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't like it, bro. I didn't like it, man. I went out there. It was dirty, man. The traffic is outrageous. If you don't got a car, you're fucked. Like literally, like if you don't have a car, you're not going nowhere because that public transportation is terrible.
You said y'all got the same mentor.
Rich or who live for greatness? Who are you talking about? He probably means Rich or maybe Jonathan or I'd be talking with Donovan all the time too.
Shout out Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan Sharp, man. But yeah, man. So I didn't like LA that much, man. I like Miami a lot, man, because Miami, contrary to popular belief, guys, it's not that expensive to live here. Like you can get a pretty nice apartment in there's a couple different neighborhoods. So Brickell is like the Manhattan of Miami, right? And here, and I'm in Brickell too myself. You can get a badass apartment with security, a pool, a gym, a balcony view and all this other crap, a parking spot for like 2,000, like for a 1-bedroom, like for 2,000 or less. Which if you try to get something like that in New York City, in Manhattan, you're gonna be paying like 10,000. You know what I mean? So, or LA even more, or Chicago I know is expensive. Boston, you know, is like the equivalent of like living in Boylston or Newbury. You know, the area that I'm in. You'd be paying like $5,000-$10,000 for a studio. You know, so Miami is actually a fairly cheap city compared to other major cities. The thing that makes Miami expensive is the nightlife. So like if you go out and drink and party here, yeah, it's expensive because you go to South Beach, you know, which I didn't know this until I moved here, guys. So you got Miami, the city of Miami, and then you actually got South Beach or Miami Beach, which is, you know, separated by a couple of different bridges, right? So South Beach is in Miami Beach, but that's what everyone thinks about when they think about Miami is they think about Ocean Drive, the neon hotels, etc. So, so Miami Beach is a whole nother world, and over there, you know, I kind of, you know, anyone that's from Miami kind of calls South Beach a tourist trap, which it is, you know, because they upcharge you for everything. It's like outrageously expensive for like a mediocre hotel. So, you know, and then you go to the clubs there, like Live and Story and all these places, and like, you know, I hate to say it, but like if you're not getting a table, don't even waste your time and go. Like, yeah. You know, like it's very like clubs like that, like Live and Story and like these like hot like these really popular nightclubs in Miami. You need a run table game if you actually want to like. I mean, you could run game. You could run like typical night game that like, you know, a lot of these PUAs teach you. You can run that, but understand that you're going to have a high failure rate because when you're in clubs like that, you got to understand like a lot of people are there for vacation. So girls are there for like an experience. They're not there to just meet some like dude at the bar. They're there to like rub elbows with like Miami's elite that have tables or like tourists that like, you know, rich tourists that are there that have tables. Like that's what it is. You're competing with like sheiks and stuff from like Dubai that just spent $20,000 to get a table, you know, by Stevie Aoki. That's the reality of that's why I'm saying like Miami's so competitive, especially when you're running night game here. Like I brought a shout out to Corey Capella and Googs, man. They came out here and they hung out with me. And these guys are, you know, very socially calibrated individuals, Corey and Googs, okay? From their prior experiences, which I won't go into with their work and stuff. But they're very socially calibrated guys. So they came out here to Miami. You know, they obviously were on the dating apps. They're on Bumble and Tinder and everything like that. And then we went out and, you know, I showed them around the city. I took them to all over Miami, you know, Brickell, Wynwood, the South Beach. For all the people that are familiar with Miami, obviously you guys know these neighborhoods. Wynwood is like the Brooklyn of Miami. Brickell is like the Manhattan. South Beach is obviously like, you know, the tourist spot, etc. So I took them all over, and they even told me, man, yo, it's because these guys are from San Diego, right? So San Diego is a little bit more. It's not as I've been told it's not as hard. It's not as like hard to deal with. Like the game isn't as hard there. So when they came here, they're like, damn, like bro, I don't know how you do it. I was like, yeah, man, like that's how it is here. And they noticed how significantly harder it was to run like night game here versus like other major cities. And I've always said it because like Miami is like. Everyone comes here to party, so it's like you're like, you know, celebs, blue check mark guys, athletes, everyone's here. Like that's just people come to Miami to party. That's just the reality. I would say Miami gets more traffic for nightlife than I would say I think we beat Vegas personally. I think we beat Vegas, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, you got beaches. Number two, the weather is a little bit more bearable. Vegas, I only been out there once. But it's like 100 and something degrees. It's that dry heat, man, which is like painful. Like that's what I dealt with when I was in Texas. And then you really don't have anything outside of like the city of Vegas. Like once you go off the strip, it's like, you know, what is there? You know what I mean? Miami, you got the beaches. There's a bunch of different neighborhoods that you can go to that have different nightlife scenes. There's Fort Lauderdale, which is only 29 miles from here. You know, Fort Lauderdale is a whole nother like, you know, major party city. You know what I mean? And then and then you got all of South Florida, you know. So I would say we definitely get way more traffic when it comes to like partying and nightlife. And I would say compared to like Vegas. And then we beat New York out the like anyone that tries to compare New York City to Miami, I always laugh at them. Like, dude, you're not even close. I partied in both cities, and Miami is like you can't even hold a candle. Like you can't even. Like New York City, the only way, what I've learned from New York City is the only way you're gonna actually have fun in New York City as like a straight male is you're gonna have to spend money and get a table and go to a club where like it's exclusive, because that's where all the attractive women are. Like New York City is very who do you know type vibes. Like you gotta know a bouncer, know a promoter, and they're gonna charge you anyway. Like in New York City, they're like trying to make money off you as a guy. So like they understand that like there's a higher income here, people have more money here. You know, to live here you have to have money. So they're just like fleecing dudes left and right. Like, oh, you're here with 3 guys, you guys gotta buy a bottle. Sorry, only way you're gonna come in. Oh, you have girls? Okay, well you gotta have like 10 girls and 2 guys. And you might get in, and assuming the girls are attractive, you know, and you know somebody. So it's like in New York City, it's not like here where there's like way more abundance of like attractive women, and you don't have to pay for it as much. Like New York City is just like you got to spend money, which is I'm not a fan of. If you know.
Shout out to King Solomon, just slid in. Tell me this: what are your 3 like favorite places that you've ever been abroad? Can you name those 3 and name why you think so?
Damn, man. I can't say, because I've been I haven't in my adult life I haven't traveled much. A lot of my traveling international was when I was a kid, so it made like a very strong impression on me.
What's on your hit list? What's your top 3 on the hit list?
On my hit list? Okay, despite everyone talking crap, I want to check out the UK.
UK is fire.
Yeah, you know, I know everyone like makes fun of the UK and says it sucks, but I want to try it out. Every British person I've met has been like very like pleasant. Like every single person I've met from the UK has been like super friendly and down to earth. And they got cool accents. Australia,
yeah.
You know, I know the travel out there is wild though. And then I mean, I don't count Canada. I've been to Canada on several occasions. I rode in college, so like a lot of my teammates are Canadians, so I went for their weddings. You know, so I liked Canada. It was like peaceful and nice, but like, you know, I wouldn't consider. I feel like Canada is like, you know, it's pretty much like the States.
I've been to Toronto. You know? It was dope.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, me and Lawrence D. Adams. This is his song I'm playing right now. Shout out to you, Lawrence.
Yeah.
He'll probably slide through in a little bit.
Yeah. See, D. Wee's even. Yeah. See, yeah, he agrees with me that a lot of families in Vegas. You got it. Miami's where it's at. And then McCann, Cornell. Yeah, you're right, bro. I mean, yeah, you got to spend money wherever you go, but like. New York City is like to another level, man. Like it's like like you can't have fun. My problem with New York City is you can't have fun unless you spend money. That's my problem. In Miami, you don't have to spend money. You can have fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not a penny pincher when it comes to coming out. Like, if you want to go have a good time, I'm a firm believer that, yeah, you don't want to be a penny pincher. Like, you don't want to be that lame girl. Like, oh, I have money. I can't buy drinks. No, fuck that. That's stupid. But with that said, it's good to have that flexibility that like you don't have to drop $500,000 every time you go out to have a good time. That's how New York City is. It's like if you're not going to drop money, don't go out, in my opinion, like New York City. Versus like Miami, you can still go out and like go to like these dive bars and still like have a good time. There's still going to be a decent ratio, you know. There's still going to be an abundance. There's going to be attractive people, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know. So in my opinion, at least from my experience, what I've seen in Miami, I've been here for like, it's about to be 2 years now.
Yeah. What's your scene like? Are you a rotation guy, a relationship guy, a no commitment guy? Like, how you do it? How you do your pimping?
For me, man, not exclusive, man. So like what I've noticed is that, you know, for me personally, I operate best under no commitment. You know, that's just how it is for me. Like, you know, with my fitness regimen, with work, building the business, you know, doing the things that I do, I just enjoy the, you know, I have no problem with like being alone. And I think that's actually, you know, that's a good point you just brought up, because I should have brought that up. You have to be like, to be successful. That's another thing too I've learned from like talking with like Rich and Jonathan and Donovan, all these other guys. Afi yourself, I think you mentioned it too, Afi, during one of the webinars. You have to be comfortable with being alone. Like I think I think a big mistake that a lot of guys make with you know, being like being like too clingy, or like being too dependent on a female's reactions, you know, that they're trying to court or whatever. Yeah. A lot of that comes from like a fear of being alone. And when you're scared, like, you know, I've heard guys say like, you know, like like pussy shit, man. Like I don't like sleeping by myself, you know, or like, oh, like you know, like you know, yeah, man. Like hearing grown men say that, like I don't like sleeping alone, or you like sleeping alone? Like, oh, what's wrong with you? They think you're like a psychopath, and it's like, no, man. It's that like, if number one, you got to understand, like, because I got used to this early, right? So like in my fitness journey, I quickly learned that like having training partners. And again, I'm always going to bring it back to fitness, but like I learned this from fitness. Like a lot of my life lessons I learned from lifting weights or like training in general. I was a D1 athlete in college, and then for 4 years, and then I applied that to like fitness with like lifting and like for aesthetics, etc. But without going into detail, what I learned from lifting weights and working out was that you have to be comfortable training alone, because if you're chasing success, very rarely are you going to find a gym partner that's going to go with you to the gym consistently and train with you every single day, day in, day out, when they're tired, when you're tired, etc. So I got used to chasing success alone in the weight room, right? Because like a lot of guys didn't want to follow my programming. They didn't want to eat the way I did. They weren't consistent. And like we talked about earlier, fitness is all about consistency. So I took that same endeavor to other facets of my life, right? So with the business, working, how I develop my relationships, and I quickly realized that like I don't need like a counterpart with me all the time to feel some type of like validation or feeling whole, because I felt whole by myself. And I learned that from weight training, because like weight training is a very, if you're good at it and you have a good physique, 9 out of 10 times you're training alone and you're learning how to deal with solitude anyway. So I just took that endeavor into other aspects of life, which I do with like fitness a lot of the time anyway, discipline, etc. So guys that tell me, oh, you know, I'm scared of sleeping alone, all this other shit, man. But bro, you're just not comfortable with yourself. Like you got to get a grip on reality, because you're born alone and you fucking die alone, man, at the end of the day. So if you're not comfortable being alone and sleeping alone, I mean, you're just a pussy. I'm sorry. Like, I hate to say that, and it's dangerous to have that mentality. I'm going to tell you why. It's very dangerous to have that reliance on someone else, because that person can now control you from your fear of being alone. So let's say you're in a relationship with a girl that treats you like crap. Because I've seen this. She beats on you. She treats you like crap. She just, you know, she doesn't respect you. She disrespects you in front of your friends. All these things, right? And this could go even with like a male friend. Like, let's say you're a guy and you have a male friend that just treats you like shit, but you don't want to not have a friend. So you tolerate that bad behavior from him, or you tolerate that bad behavior from your female counterpart because you don't want to sleep alone. Well, now you've subjected yourself to all kinds of abuse that you could have avoided had you just had the mental fortitude to be able to accept being alone. And then successful people have no problem with this. Like a lot of successful people like are totally comfortable being alone, because it's lonely at the top, man. That's just the reality. So I think it's a mindset. No, go ahead, Afi.
Because it matches that. Shout out to Dr. B.O. Way. He says, you have to view yourself as living on an island and just flying to the city for business. This fire game.
That's true, man. That's true. Facts.
Peace to you,
bro. That's a great analogy. Yeah, but that was my complete thought. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, man. I've mastered the ability to be alone to the point where,
you probably got that from traveling alone too. You probably have it like on steroids.
I did get it from that, and I got it from just my upbringing too. Like my mother, she's real cold, man. And you know, maybe part of it is because of my background. Like he passed away of cancer, and it just made her a cold kind of way. And I learned from watching her, and I've been cold for a long time. Like, but I'm still humble, and I still appreciate good people and good energy and all of that. But I love being by myself. You feel me? Like right now, I'm just chilling. I got my dog right here. He's asleep. I'm listening to a podcast, doing a podcast that's fire. That if I wasn't hosting it, I'd be listening to it. You know, I got my week right here. I'm chilling.
Thank you, bro.
So
that's a compliment.
I got my niggas in the chat who fuck with me the long way. You know. So
yeah, man, it's powerful, man. Like when you can be alone, dude, you literally effectively tell everyone else, you are here because I'm allowing you to be here, and that's powerful, man. You know what I mean? Everyone that you bring into your presence, that you bring in your circle, you're coming from an abundance mindset that like you don't need their company, you don't need their conversation, you don't need them. So that automatically puts out like a natural, like people are obligated to respect you more when you exude that energy that like I don't really give a fuck if you're here or not. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, and that's like with men it's like it's visible, but with women it's even more visible because like let's face it, like women are super socially calibrated. Like, you know, you take an average woman, right? Like a woman that's like, let's say a 15-year-old girl, right? She's going to be more calibrated than like some of your sharpest pickup artists, just by nature of you know, that's how women are wired. They're socially superior to men. You know what I mean? That's just the reality, whether guys want to admit it or not. That's fact. You know what I mean? So they're going to be able to pick up on that vibe too, that you don't care. Like, all right, well, you know, this is my world. If you want to come in, cool. If you don't, then hey, the door's right there. And that's powerful, because then you're telling her without telling her that you will not tolerate any BS or any abuse or any disrespect or anything like that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like you should be out here disrespecting her either. You know, it's got to be both ways. But you're letting her know that, like, you know, and anybody that you deal with, that like, hey, the door's right there. You know, if you're not gonna follow programming and respect me. So I think it's powerful when you can do that.
Let's unpack this, man, because I know you know, you're a successful minded person, and me myself. That's why I think it's funny when cats try to fuck with me, because I only fuck with people who are positive and got abundance mindsets and is with this pimping, man. I ain't got time for no weird fucking dumbass shit, bro. Like the way my life's set up, it's like, my nigga, yeah, right, please. So let's unpack this, because you're a successful minded person, you're a go-getter, you on your purpose. Give us an example of you dealing with a hater, and you can generally tell these guys how to deal with haters.
Damn. So I literally just dealt with it now. Like when I was saying, like with I was talking about how I cut those friends off, and then boom, I started getting text messages on my iPad, them talking shit. So I'm just like, whatever, man. I'm just gonna block you guys. Now that was just now. Obviously, you know, that just happened because, like I said, I'm a firm believer. You walk it like you talk it, right? But when it comes to like haters, like in real life, people talking shit. And I'm gonna tell you guys this, Alfie. This is a great point that you brought up, because I just thought about this. For the guys in here that are trying to get in shape, man, the guys in here trying to go to the gym, trying to get in shape, one of your biggest obstacles, man, that you're not gonna see coming is gonna be your fucking friends, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why right now, man. A part of being successful in fitness is abstaining from bad habits. What kind of bad habits am I talking about? Eating like shit, drinking alcohol all the time, not sleeping, staying out late, doing drugs, chasing after, like, you know, women that don't serve you, like that don't serve you successfully, like they're not involved in fitness like you are. You know, you're eating different, like all these things, right? That abstaining from these things is what makes you successful in fitness. So as soon as you stop going out drinking with your friends, or you start eating a little differently, or you bring a salad, or you start eating healthier foods, right? They're immediately going to shame you, okay? They're immediately going to talk shit and say, hey, man, why are you being a loser? Who do you think you are? Are you trying to get in shape now? They'll laugh at you. They'll ridicule you. You know, they'll clown on you. You go to the gym. Oh, who the fuck do you think you are? You want to know why? Because when you go to the gym, you start eating better. You abstain from alcohol. You don't do drugs with them anymore. You don't smoke weed. Whatever the fuck it is that you're doing, these destructive behaviors that you should be avoiding if you're truly serious about your fitness, what you're doing is you're shining a spotlight on their failures by you doing what they're not willing to do. So they're going to immediately hate on you. They're immediately going to hate on you, because by you chasing success in fitness, it will force you. Because I've always said this, man. Fitness, guys, is a lifestyle change. It's not it's not a thing of a, it's not a thing like, oh, I kind of want to do this, or, you know, I'm thinking I want to do this. It's a fucking lifestyle change. You have to change everything about you if you're serious about this, if you do destructive habits. So when you make these habit changes, people are immediately going to start ridiculing you and shaming you, because it's a human defense tactic to shame and insult someone that is making you feel inferior. Okay? So like, if you start eating healthy and you're at the dinner table and you're like, oh, sorry, no, I don't eat that. Oh, you think you're better than us? Or if you don't accept a drink, oh, well, you don't drink anymore? I don't trust guys that don't drink. These are all shaming tactics of of low value people to try to detract you from your success, because they know if you keep doing what you're doing, you are inevitably going to become better than them in that endeavor. And that raises their defense mechanisms to try to put you down. So dealing with haters,
heat up.
yeah, man. So like, so when you're trying to get in shape, the haters are gonna show their faces. People that you thought liked you or wanted to see you win, they're immediately gonna start shaming you the hardest, man. The people that know you the closest are gonna be the ones that at first start talking shit to you. So, and now let me make a distinction. There's people that are gonna clown you a little bit, but like they're your friends. They're like, nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. Keep doing your thing, and they're gonna support you. You know what I mean? They don't mistake it like when they clown on you a little bit, but they still show you love. Like, nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. Go to the gym, do your thing. I respect it. But then there's people that like legit will try to shame you, clown you in front of girls, say like some stupid shit. Fuck them. Those guys like that, I'm gonna start cutting you off. Like, start making a list. These are the people you're gonna start getting ready to cut off. You know what I mean? And then boom. As you keep chasing your success, those people that clowned you or whatever are gonna be asking you, how the fuck did you do it? And then that's when you laugh at them and you say, nah.
You tried to tell them in the beginning, they didn't believe in the vision.
Yeah, exactly. And then you charge them a fucking $1,000 a month.
Hey,
you want help? I'm gonna charge you extra, motherfucker.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Shout out to Professor Rich. He told me this. How he say it? I'm paraphrasing. He said that your vision is like prescription glasses. Only you can see it the correct way. It's
Facts.
Shout out to Professor Rich. Yeah, that was fire game. He said.
Damn, that's facts, man.
Y'all got to quit stealing shit. Quit stealing my shit. Quit stealing people's shit. If you like something that was slick or saucy or raw, then just repeat it and say where you got it from. Just how I just did. I could have just said that, and y'all wouldn't even knew I got it from him. Y'all would have just thought I said that saucy shit because I say saucy shit all the time. No, I didn't come up with that one. That was Professor Rich.
Man, you gotta give the citations, man. You gotta give the citations.
Yeah, I would have liked to claim that one, but he did that.
Nah, you gotta give the citations, man. I'm always giving the citations too.
Yeah, I wear glasses. I wish I would have said that first, but he did.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's very true, man. But yeah, that's what I would say. Like, with dealing with haters, you just gotta put them on a list and get ready to cut them off, man, because they're always gonna. Rich actually, let's do a citation. Rich actually says this all the time. You never get hate from people above you. You always get hate from people below you.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Say it again. No, just say that again.
Yo, shout out to Rich Cooper, man. He said this shit is very profound. When you get hate, it always comes from people below you, never people above you. Because the people that are above you are focused on getting better, making more money, getting more aesthetic, becoming more successful. They don't got time to sit there and say, you're a loser for picking a salad, or what do you mean you don't want to drink with us this weekend? Like, the successful people don't give a fuck about that, man. You know? That's one of my other mentors, man, my business mentor. Shout out to Brandon Carter, man, for anybody here that follows him. Bro, he doesn't drink at all. Like, at fucking all. You know what I mean? Like, and he and I don't knock him for, I'm not out here trying to shame him or whatever when we go out. I mean, it's just like different people have different things. I never like clown on people when they say, "Oh, I don't drink" or anything like that, because I'm like, "No, man, I respect that." Like, fucking not, I'd be abstaining from it too. So I get it, because it's just not. If you do it consistently, it's just not conducive to success in fitness, and then it spills over and fucks you up in other areas too. Like all the super successful people I know that make like a fuck ton of money, they don't excessively drink. They just don't. I'm not gonna knock people that do it, but it's like I've just noticed on a balance of probabilities, if someone's making like $250,000 or more, or like a millionaire, they typically aren't like alcoholics or drug users or addicts or anything like that. So that is, what does that tell you? Especially fitness professionals. Well, I mean, obviously some of them are doing the roids and all that other shit, but like, I don't I don't associate with guys like that. But
how easy is it to attract women when you're really on your purpose for real?
So
hold on, because real quick, because I said this last night.
Yeah.
Guys, when a lot of guys, when they say they on their purpose, what they think that means is they not fucking with hoes and they not spending their time dating. That's not on your purpose. If you just working at Walmart and you come home and you're not fucking with no hoes, well, salute to you. But that's not on your purpose just because you're going to work and you're not fucking with hoes. So when you're really on your purpose and you are really working towards what you're really trying to do and you can see it, you can taste it, you can touch it, how much of that energy that you have, like how much easier is it to attract the women when you really just tap into this shit? Like, because a lot of times guys think they're on their purpose, but they're not really on their purpose until they hit that lock mode. Like they just shit, everything stops. And then they really just like, wait a minute, hold on, what the fuck am I doing here? I gotta make some changes. I gotta do this, man. Fuck that, man. Fuck him, fuck her. I gotta do this. This is my new routine. I gotta write this shit down. And when you really just tap in like that,
I would say
then that's when you just say, I wasn't on my purpose for real. Now I'm on my purpose because I feel it inside. You feel me?
I would say you're truly on your purpose, like when you're flaking on girls. Like that's a very honest indicator that you no longer give a shit. Because let's face it, like I don't know any guys really. let's keep it real. Like I don't really know any dudes that like if you got an attractive girl that you set a date with that you're gonna flake on her. You know what I mean? Or like if a girl hits you up and says, "Hey, let's hang out," and then you tell her like, I'll be honest, like I was just texting with a girl just now, and she. Like I had messaged her like a week ago, like, hey, you want to get together? And she like messages me now, like 9 days later. And I'm like really focused right now. I literally messaged her. I said, yo, that was 9 days ago. I'm not interested anymore. Bye. Move on. Like done. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is an attractive girl, man. Like this is Miami. So it's like, and I was just like, but like that's how you have to be willing to be like literally to kick people to the curb. And that's not just women, guys. You know, I'm just using women because I know that's going to be the most applicable example to use for this demographic. Yeah. But like that means your friends. That means you're you know, when they say, hey, let's go out drinking, you're like, no, you know, and you like can confidently just say no. And when they try to shame you and shit, you're just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Or you just don't even respond to them. You just leave them on red too. You know, that's when you're truly on your purpose. When you don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks and you're just like, I'm focused. You know what I mean? And like. That's why I say, like, yeah, like I just felt it earlier today. Like right before I came on the podcast with you, Afi, literally this girl messaged me and said, yeah, I'm free tonight. You want to get together? And I literally told her, no, I'm not interested. Move on. Like, you know, and I told her straight up, like, yo, you're playing a dangerous game. Do you know your competition you have in Miami? Then she sent me like a bunch of paragraphs. Oh, well, you know, I was busy. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's when you have like that's what I would say you have like that true, like you're on your purpose, you're focused. And like even like I just said, like, well, my friends, like these dudes send me these dumb messages just now while I'm on the air with you. So, oh, you talking shit. You didn't have to say that we weren't successful. Bro, I didn't name any of you guys. Why do you feel some type of way? You know what I mean? And I didn't, you know, I even said on the podcast, out of respect, I'm not gonna name any of these guys, you know? And I didn't say nothing negative. I just said you guys don't have the same ambition. Oh, why do you say that? So what do? I just block them. You know, that because I'm that focused on moving up. You know what I mean? On getting better. Instead of like sitting here arguing with childhood friends that I still like respect these dudes. Like I don't hate them, but I'm not gonna like that's how focused I am. I'm just gonna fucking block you. Green bubbles now. You know what I mean? Because you're on some bullshit. You know, on some bullshit. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's because it's not really conducive to waste your energy going back and forth when your mind is already made up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's not going to be any. I'm going to take an L by conversing with them.
Right, you're already accepting the repercussions if there are any. You accepting it. I'm willing to deal with it because I'm on some other shit, you know.
And I think that's a powerful thing too. Like I think we live in a world now where like a lot of and I kind of blame society for this. We live in a very I talked with Jonathan about this actually too. We live in like an instant gratification society now, right? Mm-hmm. So like we live in a world now where you can literally like order a fucking car and some stranger shows up and picks you up and takes you to a destination. And you can order this on your phone, right?
From your phone, not even from the computer.
Yeah, from your phone, bro. You can like go on an app and look at strangers and swipe right and left. You can order food and have some person deliver it to you for an extra $10.99, and it's gonna be cold as fuck. Shout out to Uber Eats, right? But like that's the world we live in now. So like people are not used to like earning things, man. Like there's no like I've seen like a stark contrast between like people that like I'm 30 now, so I still remember what it was like to like before the age of smartphones and all this convenience. But like my brother's age group, you know, like these 18-year-olds and shit like that, man, these guys like not all, but like a lot of them are lost. Like they like don't understand like what grinding truly is. Like not, you know, having to look at a phone book or having to like, you know, Google something on a computer with dial-up internet, like shit like that, you know. And you know, like you hear that sound, ring, 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 you know, or you got mail. Like people have never heard that before. So it's like, you know, or net zero. Remember that shit? So it's like
net zero.
You know what I mean? You see the little running man on AOL. You're like, hey, I'm getting in. You
Man,
know?
you can take a shower, take the garbage out, and still be on a little more time left and shit.
Yeah, bro, trying to get on AOL, man. So it's like, you know, people don't understand that. So like we live in an instant gratification society now, and people have applied that to fitness. And I notice this the most with fitness. Like people like, oh, I want to get in shape or get quick, get in shape fast or lose fat fast. And no one wants to put the work in or like put the time in anymore. And what's also done is that's made people lack accountability, man. Like a lot of people like don't take accountability. And going back to what you were saying, and this is where I'm going to bring it back full circle. When you lack accountability, then it's almost like it's like a foregone conclusion that you're not going to be able to deal with repercussions, right? So a lot of people will make stupid decisions and not be able to deal with the repercussions. I'll give you an example. You decide to skip the gym for the week, go party with your friends, go to a pool party, drink, eat like shit, all these things, and you get fat as fuck, right? Well, now you're complaining, oh, I'm so fat, oh my God, this sucks, and you complain to your friends, and you want everybody to feel sorry for you because you're a fucking slob, you're disgusting. You know, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not happy with yourself. You know, because being fat is literally a physical manifestation of a lack of discipline. So you see this and you get mad at yourself, right? But you're not willing to do what's required to change because you're not used to putting in that work. Therefore, you're not happy with the ramifications of your actions. You know what I mean? So that's what I've noticed like a lot with a lot of people. Like there's like a gross lack of accountability with people in today's age. Like they're just not willing to deal with the consequences of their bad decisions. You know what I mean?
Beat up there, and that's real talk. He said that's made for those of us who exert the effort stand out even more. Yeah, it's true.
That's facts. Facts. Yo, when Ed posted his transformation, when I posted Ed's transformation, I didn't put no filters, no nothing. A couple people hating. Oh, he was already lean, or he was already lean, or you're using filtering, like all this bullshit, man. And it's like, no, bro, there's no like, and this shit gets me mad because I know the work Ed put in, man. Ed busted his ass. This dude was sick and he was still going to the gym. This dude was in the gym at fucking like, he'd be texting me at like 2 o'clock in the morning because he was in the gym at fucking midnight. I'm in Miami. He's in LA. He's in the gym at fucking midnight, 11 p.m. getting it in, man. And these fat motherfuckers with triple chins talking shit. You already lean. You know what I mean? Or like, or this is Photoshop. Or like, show me a picture without filters. Shut the fuck up, man. Like seriously, like now I'm getting tilted, like thinking about this because it's like, one thing about fat people, bro, that like get me mad is like, you fat motherfuckers don't take accountability for nothing, bro. Like you guys lack discipline, and then you try to say others that had the discipline are cheating, or they're lucky, or they had some like advantage over you. They didn't have anything, man. You're just a bitch. That's what it is. Like, universally, you want to know the 3 biggest habits that like all fat people have, man? I'm gonna say it right now. You fat motherfuckers, bro. You guys that are out of shape, you guys, number 1, you guys procrastinate, bro. You don't take action. That's number 1. You always tomorrow. you know, oh, later, tomorrow and later are your favorite days, man. And then you always eating now or laters too. The fucking candies, you know. These motherfuckers, bro. Now later is their favorite word, and they're always eating now or later. It's fucking candies. So that's number one. Procrastinators, bro. See, I'm sweating because I'm getting mad now. Because I'm mad because these fat motherfuckers were talking shit about Ed's transformation. Number two, yo, they lack discipline. They lack discipline. These are the same people that say, "Oh my God, I ate a salad. I've been eating so healthy. I've been on keto. I haven't eaten a carb in like 5 days." And then the weekend hits, they're eating cakes, they're drinking alcohol, they're not sleeping, they're not exercising, they're fucking doing coke, they're smoking weed, they're doing all this dumb shit. Then Monday rolls around and they think, okay, back to my diet. What people don't understand, I'm gonna go over this real quick. Yo, to lose weight, guys, you have to be in a calorie deficit. That means you have to expend more calories than you take in. So you must be in a net deficit. Not just for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, for the whole week. Energy balance for the whole week. So if you overeat on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which a lot of motherfuckers do because everyone wants to go to brunch and eat tacos and eat toast and all those other things, and they're not tracking their calories, well, that will easily put you in a calorie surplus for the week. And guess what? You don't lose weight, or worse yet, you even gain weight. So guys that's number two thing that a lot of fat people like. Number one, procrastination. Number two, lack of discipline, right? Procrastination, like not taking action. And then two is lack of discipline. And then number three, the number three thing that fat people make that literally keeps them fat is making excuses and pointing the finger at other people saying, he has good genetics, he has money, he has time, he doesn't have kids, oh, I have a thyroid condition, oh, no. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Like, stop making excuses, man. I'm going to say this, man. Shout out to Brandon Carter. This is his quote right here, because we don't plagiarize over here on Afi Kingdom's podcast.
Got it.
Yo, the only thing that matters on planet Earth is results. No one gives a fuck about your excuses. I'm gonna say that again. The only thing that matters on planet Earth is results. No one gives a fuck about your excuses, man. No one cares. No one cares. So if you're a fat slob, no one cares that you work 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week, or you have kids, or you can't make it to the gym, or you don't have time. All they see is an overweight blob in front of them, and they're making fun of you as soon as you turn around after you ordered your fucking your Big Mac and you walk out to McDonald's. They're laughing at you. Oh, that guy really ordered a double cheeseburger. What the fuck? And they're laughing at you. They don't feel sorry for you, bro. You know what I mean? That's the world we live in. Planet Earth. Results. That's all that matters, man. So people always want to make excuses, man. And it's pathetic. And that is why people live in mediocrity. That's why people don't get results. That's what it is, man. Those are the three fatal habits of almost every fat person. They look at guys like Ed, they see the results, and they say some dumb shit. Oh, he was filtered. He was already in shape. What they don't know is that Ed was 250 pounds before that, and he came out of the divorce, and he started exercising on his fucking own and lost a lot of the weight. And then he just needed some little bit of tinkering. That's where I came in, and then he got shredded. But motherfuckers don't want to say that. They want to talk shit. Well, he was already in shape. Shut the fuck up, man. Anyway, rant over. As you guys can see, I get mad as hell when people try to insult my guys, man. Like, Ed was busting his ass, bro.
Daryl the Great. Am I keeping it up? Nope, I'm putting it on Patreon, and you need to be on Patreon whether I keep it up or not. How about that one, man?
Get on his Patreon, man. Yo, I didn't even know you had it. Afi, I'm gonna subscribe to your Patreon right after this, bro. I didn't even know you had one. I'm gonna subscribe to it right after this because that's
where all my videos. I got like 800 plus videos. I got 100 videos on YouTube. That's where I do my
videos. Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. I'm gonna definitely subscribe to that, man. And then we can have the more raw content. We could do something on there, like the raw one, like the real
private session.
Yeah, man. I could talk about how Miami really is for you guys, man.
I got a sex tape on there.
This guy.
Give up
shout out to this guy, Ray J. This guy, man. Ray J out here, bro. People forget that's how Kim Kardashian came up. You know,
I had high
People-
expectations for that one.
bro, man, it's amazing too, man. Like that shit came out in 2006, and now Kim Kardashian is like come all the way up, and then where the fuck is Ray J, bro?
Ray J get his money on the low though.
Does he? Okay.
He get his money because he get a lot of executive production credits, but he fucked up getting married though, so he didn't get no prenup. His mama tried to tell him. His mama tried to tell him. It was a whole episode. He was like, "No, because I love her." No, it's because he got caught up so many times that he had to submit to keep her. That's why.
Bro,
You
man.
get caught up with a woman that you want to keep, and then it's just like, fuck her, let me do the right thing.
Yo, what are your thoughts on marriage, Afi?
No way.
I know. I'm sure you brought this up many times, but like,
no way, Jose.
it's just a dangerous proposition, man. In 2020.
You know what? I feel like if I was going to get married, it would have happened already. Now, if I was married, like say I had a kid at 25 and got married or some shit, I know red pill game and I'm intelligent, so I can have a healthy relationship if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have no kids. I'm good.
Yeah. It's dangerous, man. I mean, and anybody that doesn't understand that landscape is foolish, man. Like it's very dangerous to get married in the West in 2020, man. It just is, especially if you're like a guy with like expendable income and you're like successful, you got some like money to your name. Mm-hmm. Oh man, bro, you're a meal ticket, man. You're a meal ticket, and like these laws do not favor you, bro. Like any guy with common sense, and I think a lot of guys are waking up at least to that regard. You know what I mean? In the game that marriage is literally set up for you to fail. But for like in most Western countries, as a male that bring especially if you make more than your spouse, it's just dangerous proposition, man.
I got a good question for you, Myron. What do you say to the naysayers that say that's just for the hot babes you fuck on Tinder? My girl not like that. She's different.
Ooh, man. So for guys like that, you know what, man? Go read The Rational Male, because that would like you gotta understand that like biology is a very powerful thing, man. And you know these guys that say shit like that, they're just not in tune with reality, man. They've seen too many Aladdin reruns. You know, they've seen too many Beauty and the Beast reruns. You know, Snow White. Like they've seen too many Disney movies, man. And it's like, and it's sad because those are the guys that get hit the worst. Those are the guys that kill themselves. You know, after a divorce. Those are the guys that do crazy shit, that commit like heinous acts, heinous crimes. You know, they commit acts of violence to their spouse or towards their girlfriend after they find signs of infidelity. Like those guys that like subscribe to that narrative, like those are the most dangerous ones. You know what I mean?
This is a question. I thought he was just trolling at first, but he asked it again. He said, Appy and Myron, what's the place in the U.S. do you recommend for people that get an SSI check? I don't fucking know, bro. So
what is an SSI check?
Social Security. I thought he was playing, but he asked before, and I didn't read it at first. But he really wanted to know.
I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking go anywhere you can afford, bro. Just all you gotta do is go to Craigslist, go to houses, see how much the houses go in the places you want to go, calculate how much your check is, and then do what you can do. Boom. Solve your life.
I mean, if you're trying to get an apartment at any decent place, they're gonna 100% run you know, unless you're like gonna get something in the hood, they're gonna run like a credit check and all that on you. You know, they're gonna want pay stubs, all that. You know, especially like, I mean, it's like depending on the neighborhood you're in, but yeah, I mean, I would say guys like that, bro. Guys like that, they just have to. A lot of the times, they got to go through like they got to go through some shit and be ready to hear the truth. And then I always say, all right, bro, read The Rational Male. I'm not gonna sit here and baby you. Like, just read this book. You know, that's it. You know, because it's just you can go. It's so much shit that they just, you know, just read that book.
I don't think you can put guys on the red pill unless they're ready for it.
No, absolutely not. No.
They'll go with you back and forth and kind of try to sell their ideology to you and how their situation is better.
Yeah, man. I don't even.
You may be.
I don't even bother.
And no, bro, like it's different when you got a different mindset. You You don't think. I'm gonna tell you, Cass. I'm gonna tell you, naysayers, right now. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me tell you. Let me clear something out for you naysayers. You look, when you have a for real abundance mindset, you don't say shit like, "What if you will die alone? What if you don't have a family?" That's speaking from a weak position. Don't that sound weak when you say it? Don't that sound like a woman talking? What if this? What about that? That's a weak position, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of what ifs is just a loser mentality anyway, bro. You know, it's like, you know, what ifs is like, man, no, are you an actuary? You know what I mean? It's like, yo, like make it happen or don't. You know, don't speak in like possibilities. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, guys like that. Yeah, man. Like I'm saying, guys like that are the ones that are always the ones that like are like on some crazy shit when something happens. You know, because they just aren't aware. You know, so it's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. Read The Rational Male, man. If you haven't read that book, just read that book.
Oh yeah, I read.
Not even on. I read for the viewers. For the viewers.
Belize. I remember where I was at when I read it.
Yeah, man. It's just, you know, shout out to Rollo Tomasi, man. But yeah, man. It's just like yeah. When people say that, like these are the same guys, bro, that will sit there and argue with me and tell me that, like, you know, intermittent fasting is makes your body you know, secretes growth hormone, and I'm just like, okay, but like, yes, intermittent fasting does secrete growth hormone, but guess what? Growth hormone isn't fucking anabolic, dude. Did you know that? Oh, what? And anabolic is just a fancy term for like growing muscle for the guys in here that might not know. But you know, yeah, because think about it. Like people say dumb shit like that, like, oh yeah, intermittent fasting, you know, secretes growth hormone, so you should get bigger. Well, no, growth hormone actually is not anabolic. And then on top, because like think about that methodology. Okay, so fasting makes you anabolic. Okay, bro. So why is it that every fucking Muslim dude that's a bodybuilder during Ramadan loses lean body mass? If it was true that fasting was anabolic, as you would say, we'd all be fucking jacked during Ramadan. But guess what? Everyone dreads Ramadan because they're going to lose gains. So it's like, bro, get the fuck out of here with that, you know? But people just like don't use logic. Like they want to say some dumb shit like that, you know, or they want to say something like, well, you know, keto burns more fat than any other diet, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, or paleo is the way to go, or zone, or any of these things, which for the guys in the group, like I don't subscribe to a particular diet. I'm just anti-zealot, because the reality is, because they've done a study on this too, if you equate calories and you equate protein among different diets, right? Calories and protein equated, there's almost no difference in fat loss amongst the diets. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you equate calories and protein among different types of diets, whether it's keto, paleo, you know, zone, carnivore, any of these like fad diets that are like cool now, trending, you know, hashtag whatever, you're going to lose fat at almost an identical rate. Why is that? Because like I've always said, energy balance dictates fat loss. You know what I mean? Like this other shit comes second. Oh, hormones, all this other shit. All right, bro, cool. That comes second though. Like energy balance is the ultimate like dictator of fat loss. If you're not losing fat, you're not in a calorie deficit by definition. So, you know, these are the same guys that will argue about me about shit like that. These dudes that don't want to, you know, you know, accept reality for how it is. They're the same ones that will sit there and argue with me for miles and miles about like diets, about why, you know, keto is superior or why carnivore is so great, you know. And it's like, I don't knock people that do those diets. If you do that diet, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you sit there and say this diet is superior to this diet, that's when it's a problem, because the studies have shown that calories and protein are by far the most important factors when it comes to any diet. You know, the calorie deficit and the protein intake. So, you know, what really matters is what can you adhere to and what do you preference. You know, like if someone tells me I do intermittent fasting because it helps me restrict calories and, you know, that's why I do it, cool. Like that's great for you. That works for you. But if you were to sit there and say, oh, it's superior because autophagy, and people use that term all the time, autophagy, which is fucking stupid. That's a whole nother rant I can go into. Or like growth hormone, all these other buzzwords that people want to say. It's like, nah, bro, it doesn't give you any benefits compared to a standard calorie deficit. Sorry. You mad? Like, so anyway, rant over on that. I could always talk about that shit and like disproving zealots all day. Like they be going back and forth with me on Donovan Sharp's videos all the time in the comment section.
Well, let's do a quick Q&A, man.
Yeah, sure.
10, 15 minutes. We gonna get the fire questions. None of that bullshit, cats. We already know.
Yeah, shoot, guys. I'd be happy to. Obviously, a lot of this is for entertainment value with you guys. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like attack you if you ask me a question. There's no dumb question. You know, obviously, me and Afi are here to like, give you guys a good show.
No, fuck
provide
that,
some
man.
value,
There
entertainment.
There do be some dumb questions. You guys stick around. Fuck that. Look, is there a way to get taller? There you go. Is there a way to get taller? That's the first one.
Not to my knowledge, man. Stilts.
All right.
Stilts.
No, so you 17. I'm gonna give you a pass.
All jokes aside, bro. Invest in some Chukka boots. Chukka boots will make you look taller. Chukka boots are good.
We talking about fire getting our shit together game. You know.
Yeah.
Questions I want to hear. Those kind of questions. Not.
Yeah. Self-improvement. But if you do want to get taller, bro, since you're a youngin, invest in some Chukka boots. ThursdayBoots.com has some good ones. Okay, is abs all diet?
Is abs all diet? Can you work those out if you already ripped?
So, all right. So, a lot of people say, abs are made in the kitchen and all this other shit. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys the reality when it comes to abdominals, getting shredded, and everything like that.
Boom, I like that.
You have to have the muscular.
Well, no, finish. That's his next.
Okay, I'll answer that business one next. Good question. So when it comes to abdominals and getting shredded, guys, looking shredded is nothing more than having a high lean body mass ratio to a low fat mass ratio. I'm going to say that again. Being shredded is a culmination of having a high lean body mass ratio to a low fat mass ratio. And when you have muscular development coupled with low body fat percentage, that's what creates that aesthetic look, that muscular ripped look. So in order to do that, to look like that, you have to have muscular development and a low body fat percentage. You get the low body fat percentage from lifting weights intelligently, right? And retaining that muscle mass while simultaneously dropping your calories systematically, slowly, and sustainably, most importantly, over time, and then losing that body fat nice and slow. Okay, a big mistake that a lot of people make is that when they start going on a fat loss phase or a cutting phase, they start doing a bunch of cardio. They start going to the gym like 7 days a week. They start eating no carbs. They start restricting their calories drastically. All these different things are going to 100% set you up on a path to disaster, aka something called metabolic adaptation, which is a whole nother topic. But just understand that like the key to looking shredded and getting those abs and getting that aesthetic physique is muscular development coupled with low body fat. The muscular development comes from lifting and training intensely for a period of time. And then the low body fat comes from dieting down, slowly restricting your calories over time, simultaneously while training intelligently in the gym with weights as your predominant form of exercise so that you retain that lean body mass that you work so hard to get, and then dropping your calories systematically and sustainably over time. So that's how you do it. The other guy asked, King Holden, how long did it take you to? I mean, I wouldn't say I blew it because I only got like 1,300 followers, man. I don't really have that many followers, man. Afi's like at 2K, Jonathan's at 5,000, Rich is at like 20,000. You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't say I blew my IG blue until I get a blue check mark. When I'm verified, then I'll say I blew up.
And that was still
that shit is hard.
Yeah.
What was that?
And that was still a good answer. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Dominance Mindset Raw Game. I'm only like 70 away from 3K.
There we go, man.
Y'all let me get that milestone.
Double my shit.
Yeah, I don't like being 2.9. But I remember it's funny though, even then. So I even get some game on that. You just gotta trust the process and be consistent. Because I was looking at some of my first posts, and I remember when I first started the Instagram because I got my channel flagged. I got my channel flagged on YouTube. And then I got another I got a flag and strike, and then I got another strike within 2 weeks before my probation was up. So that's when I started. That's when I started Patreon, and that's when I started my Instagram, so I can still interact with when I couldn't upload. You know what I'm saying?
Patreon's really the only way to like get content out now, man. Because YouTube is like all about like silencing people, like I thought this was, freedom of speech, man, but it's not like that no more. YouTube is all about fucking silencing people. Like you say anything that's like a little bit politically incorrect, a little bit right. Oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so.
man. Well, yeah. I mean, I got demonetized. I tell you right there. You know.
Yeah, facts. Three. I just gave a good question. What's your opinion on veganism? So check this out. I actually tried the vegan diet, man, for a couple of months. I'll tell you this. I don't knock veganism. You know, I know a lot of people do it for ethical reasons. You know, to spare animals, which I respect. But I will tell you this, man. I did lose some lean body mass. It was very difficult for me to get my protein intake in. Because obviously when you're limited to plant-based protein, it's a little bit more tricky to get that protein in. And then actually, man, there was a study that just came out recently, guys. Actually, like as of like last week, I was just reading on this shit. Like that's another thing too with me, guys, is that I'm always reading up on the studies. So I've always known this, but I'm gonna tell you guys real quick on vegan protein. So a lot of vegan protein is incomplete, guys. It doesn't have this amino acid called, without me going into the science and putting you guys to sleep, it doesn't have this amino acid called leucine, okay? And leucine is basically the amino acid that kickstarts muscle protein synthesis, okay? Which is basically a fancy term for the process of your body. You know, you create those micro tears, and then your body recovering and like building the muscle back up to become stronger and bigger, right? That's where protein comes in. So vegan proteins or plant-based proteins almost always lack this leucine, which kickstarts muscle protein synthesis, aka recovery. All right. So they did a study, and what they did was they actually equated leucine profiles, right, among vegan proteins and animal-based protein with a whey, and they still found that the vegan protein, even when you equate leucine, for some weird reason, still is inferior to the whey protein when it came to muscle protein synthesis. Okay. And that's like, I'm just summarizing it up. There were other factors and stuff like that, but that's the main takeaway. So like, if you're vegan, you can still make gains. Don't take that as like, oh, I can't make gains, I'm gonna eat meat now. No. You can still make gains. You just got to understand that your protein intake has got to be higher than like someone else that doesn't, that is consuming animal protein. Just because, unfortunately, vegan protein is just, the quality isn't as high, unfortunately. You know what I mean? It's not a complete protein. So that's just, just understand that. I would say increase your let's say you take 200 grams of protein, right, as like what you need per day. I would say as a vegan, add another 20 to 30 grams to that. That's what I would say, to be on the safe side. And if you really want to be about it and you're serious about the gains, I would add an extra 50 grams to that. You know what I mean? To ensure that you're getting that leucine profile that is like kind of diminished from vegan proteins. So that was a good question, man.
Salute, Pastor Coleman. I see you, bro. So what's up? We get 2 more fire questions. Let's go, man. Some real 2020 game questions. I want to see what y'all come up with, and it's not guaranteed the next one. I'm sitting back here with my legs crossed and my dog on my lap, just like a fat Mac, just waiting to see what y'all gonna come back with. Let's see. Lincoln. Let's see what they come up with. Come
on. Bryson Howard asked, how do you feel about meditation? I don't meditate, man, but I don't knock people that do it. I know for a lot of people, it helps them relax and creates peace. My boy Corey meditates every day. One of my mentors, Brandon Carter, he meditates every day. You meditate too, Afi?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's what's up, man. I don't do it, but I know a lot of people, like, it's a part of their routine. They do it every day, and it like, gives them peace. So my thing is, if you got a routine and it helps you succeed, man, fucking do it, bro. As long as you're not hurting anybody, it's not illegal, do it, All
right, boom. Here you go.
What made you get into training? Were there any experiences that led you into this interest? So, good question, Pastor Coleman. So I've always been into fitness, man. I've always like really enjoyed training, and then like enjoyed the science behind it, like how muscles work, how to grow, like optimal stuff. And what I noticed, man, is that there's a lot of bullshit in the fitness industry, man. Like for real, like there's a lot of bullshit, like, when it comes to like fad diets, mediocre training ideologies, gimmicks, there's so much bullshit in the fitness industry. And the problem is that we live in an internet age where like misinformation is rampant, like literally rampant. You got a bunch of people that are saying like a bunch of dumb shit, you know, that it doesn't make sense and they can't back up their claims. It's just like, you know, like when I tell you something, I can like refer to a study, or I can like refer you to a study why it is optimal to do this over this. You know what I mean? Because I'm always like reading up on the studies, and like at the end of the day, like you can make gains not doing the optimal thing. But my thing is about, that's why I started my business, Unplugged Fitness, like to kind of apply, you know, the truth to fitness, like unplugging from the matrix of the fitness industry with like waist trainers, sweet sweat, you know, stupid booty programs, 30-day challenges, like all this dumb shit that like get ripped in 10 days. You know what I mean? It's like, no, man, it's not that easy. Like you know, you got to put in the work, you know? So that's what kind of motivated me. It was like, I just saw the bullshit and I was like, man, I got to get out here and like tell people the truth. Like one big truth bomb that I always tell people is, yo, you want to lose fat? Yeah, I want to lose fat. All right, man. You want to know a secret right now? I'm going to tell you guys a secret right now that the fitness industry is never going to tell you. Sleep 8 to 10 hours a fucking night. Boom. But why are they not going to tell you that? They're not going to tell you that because they can't make money telling you, hey, sleep more. But like sleep, I would say, is like the next best thing after steroids, man. Like it is that important, bro. Yeah. It is that important. Like if you're going to the gym and you're eating right and you're training hard, but you're not sleeping, you're wasting your fucking time. That's how important it is. Like it is literally the next most anabolic thing after steroids. These stupid motherfuckers want to sit here and tell you, oh, intermittent fasting, growth hormone, all this shit. No, man, sleep. That's what's going to get you gains, you know? But no one makes money telling you that. You know what I mean? So my job is like, I'm here to like tell people the truth, what's required, what's not required, what's optimal, what isn't optimal, what's bullshit, what's not bullshit. So that's like an example of like the dishonesty in the fitness industry. Like they're not going to tell you simple things like that are critical to your success because it doesn't make them money. You know, they're going to push stupid butt supplements like BCAAs and stuff, which BCAAs, guys, I'm going to say this too. They don't work. They're bullshit. They're 100% bullshit. So, you know, but they're going to push BCAAs on you, you know? Damn, people are asking some fire questions in here, man. I'm like looking at the chat now.
Which one you see?
Okay, abs while diet. We answered that one. I answered the question about IG. Working out will naturally adjust your spine and shoulders. Okay, get taller. Appreciate it. How did you build a steady? Yo, King Holden, if you're serious about building a fitness business, bro, check out search King Keto on Instagram. That's my coach, bro. He literally like goes step by step and teaches guys how to do it. Like, I mean, and you don't need a big following, bro. I didn't have a big following when I started. And obviously this is like a side business for me. It's not like my primary thing. So I would definitely follow him. He puts out like he puts out free seminars, bro. He's actually having one this weekend in Miami, if you're in South Florida. And he like teaches you all this stuff. So good question, King Holden. I hear vegan is the way because all meat is unhealthy unless it's grass-fed organic, but I can't trust the U.S. Nah, bro, like, yo, there's a lot of propaganda out there, man. Like, I know, like, Game Changers, like, made people really think, like, you know, that, like, oh, meat is bad and it's terrible for you, man. Yo, you guys got to understand that, like, that movie is, like, one of the biggest propaganda films of all time, man. So, like, you know, apply that critical thinking that you do with, like, when you're dealing with, like, your friends, your potential female counterparts, you got to apply that to, like, everything in life. So that movie was 100% like a fucking, you know, propaganda film. I'm not saying veganism is bad, but they like try to, you know, a documentary is to show all points of an argument, not to just like sit there and like say veganism is superior, you know, and all their like, a lot of their studies were flawed. Like there's a bunch of like, you know, reputable fitness professionals that are like, you know, PhDs that like totally destroyed that movie. So like they like took the evidence and like contrasted it and it was like, didn't stand a chance. So, don't listen to the media, especially like films like what's it called? Game Changers. Someone asked, do women in Miami like the ripped body or bulky body? King Holden asked this. Good question. So I would say, man, I wouldn't even say Miami. There's like a universal look, guys, that like all girls are attracted to. And I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. So 1.62 shoulder width to waist ratio. I'm gonna say that again. So your shoulders need to be 1.62 the width of your waist. And what that does is that creates a nice V taper. That is a very attractive feature to a lot of women, right? Especially when you wear slimmer fit clothing. That's why you got to get your clothes to fit you correctly. You know, brand names don't mean shit, guys. Like, I made a post on this on like why getting in shape makes you free from like the chains of like labor, you know, Gucci and label designers that like literally like upcharging you for a shirt that costs them 10 cents to make, charging you $1,000 for it. Which is, you know, clown world shit. But you know, 1.62 is the golden ratio, guys, of shoulder to waist ratio. Most guys overestimate what women like as far as male body parts by like almost like 20 to 30 pounds. I'm actually going to put out a free course for you guys on this, a little preview on what body parts to emphasize if your goal is aesthetics and maximizing your actual sex appeal with women. And it's going to be free. I'm going to totally put it out for you guys. I've like pretty much pinpointed what those body parts are, and I'm going to show you some of the top exercises to hit those body parts. So you heard it live here first on Afi's channel.
Go. Well, let me take the last question.
Yeah, go for it, Afi.
I want to ask you the last question, and after this, I just want you to like.
Yeah, I just realized we've been going for 2 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's just some parting words, and then just give them all the information, all your links and stuff where they can reach you and find you and all of that. So yeah, with the question, what's some overall, just a summary, getting your shit together 2020?
Damn. Okay, this is a good one to end off on. I'll say the top 3 things to get your shit together on as a man in 2020 to be the most attractive version of yourself. Number 1, people can say I'm biased, so I'm gonna say it anyway. You got to get in shape, guys. You got to go to the gym. And the reason why, it's not just because from a vanity perspective, it's from a confidence perspective, man. When you can go to the gym and squat 225 on your back for reps, right? Not saying 225 is super heavy, but like if you do 15 reps at 225, you're going to be in pain. But when you can tolerate that, everything in life is fucking easy. It's going to build like a sense of confidence that you can't buy. You just can't buy. I don't care how rich you are, how, you know, how cool you are, you drive a Lambo. It's a genuine sense of confidence that no one can give you or take away from you, like a Lambo or money can be taken or given to you, right? So that's number 1, fitness, because that's the foundation of success that you're going to start building your empire from. Once you get in shape, start getting your money right, man. Like, yo, I've actually done an experiment, and I've like, you know, when I go out on dates with girls, I'll ask them, man, out of curiosity, hey, what's your biggest complaint in the dating market? And you know what girls universally tell me, man? Universally, the number 1 complaint I get from every girl, because I've been like collecting data. This shit like fascinates me. And like I'll go and share it with Jonathan and Donovan on the low, Afi and shit like that. But the number 1 complaint, guys, that I've gotten is that men just don't have their shit together financially. You know what I mean? That's a big complaint. You know what I mean? And don't let this like feminism fool you, man. Like just, you know, oh yeah, women are earning more. They want to be equal to you. Like, you know what I mean? No, man, like it's still inherently unattractive to a girl to split check with you. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can get, you know, it's just unattractive, man. A lot of girls like the old school chivalry type. You take lead, you pay for the date, you dictate, you pick the, you know, these are all leadership qualities which are attractive, guys. So get your money right. Getting your money right puts you in authority. It puts you in an authority role, and also it gives you more options. You don't have to tolerate like disrespectful women that don't treat you right, that aren't worth your time. You know what I mean? It lets you have a strong, like it makes you respect yourself. Like, yo, I'm not gonna, like, you know, when you have your money right, you're like, I'm not gonna tolerate this. You can literally get up and leave and walk away from a bad situation. You know what I mean? So that's powerful. You know, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, throw your money at her and say fuck her. Like, no, but like it lets you have like like that stability, like that true, like that fitness is the foundation. Then you got your money right. Then you're like, you know what I mean? You move a little different. You know, it gives you that confidence. You don't feel small. You can ask a girl out to a date and not feel like a loser. And then lastly, man, is this is gonna sound cheesy, but I'm gonna say it. Yo, believe in yourself, man. Like, you can't fake confidence. And when you get these the two rudimentary things I talked about, your fitness and your finances right, that's gonna help step 3, getting your confidence up. You know what I mean? That's gonna help you there, and that's you know, then you'll be able to like move a different way. Because best believe, man, when you don't have confidence, people know it immediately, man. Like, men are gonna tolerate a little bit more because we're men and we don't care. We're not trying to sleep with each other. Well, unless heterosexual men, it's like whatever. Okay, this guy's kind of a loser, but I'll deal with it. But like girls smell it like immediately. You know, when you have a lack of confidence, you're on some like beta male shit. They can instantly sense it, man, and they lose attraction immediately. You know what I mean? So you need those two fundamentals to get the confidence, because you can't get confidence without the confidence. Got to come from somewhere. So self-improvement is the most honest way to get it. So that's my thing, man. So yeah, man.
What's up? So
I hope I didn't rant too much there.
They want to book a consultation, see how you living, your contact,
man.
your links, your whatever you need. Tell them about it.
Yeah, man. So guys, I'm real active on Instagram. I've been posting content like every day now. You know, real helpful fitness tips. I post studies in there. I post transformations, my gym gear, like everything. I post stories, all that stuff. My Instagram, guys, is Unplug Fit. My Twitter, same thing, Unplug Fit. Facebook page, Unplug Fit. I post everything on there. Those are the three main social medias: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All Unplug Fit. But Instagram is my most active one. And my website is unplugfitnesslife.com. I'm actually going to revamp it here soon, so you guys are going to see some cool things there. I'm going to start doing, you're going to see me more on Afi stuff. Hopefully, maybe we could do something on the Patreon for you guys, where we can, obviously, we have to water it down for you guys. It's on YouTube, right? Like, we don't want to get banned from the algorithm and all that other shit. So, you know, we're keeping it fairly clean here and positive, obviously, you know, at the end of the day, because this is about helping you guys out. That's the reality, is like, we're here to help you guys out, man. That's what it's about. So I hope you guys took some value from that. I'm going to shut up now. So
good. Well, it was a pleasure as a guest. We chopped fire game on some real, not player, but how to be a man in 2020, man.
Yeah, man. You guys can't afford to not be a man in 2020. It's too competitive out here, guys. You got to be the best version of yourself, man. Afi, thank you for having me, bro.
All good. You know, feel free to put your links in there, and then the moderators will grab it. As for me, subscribe to my Patreon. If you have a question, don't ask me to make a live about it, fam. I'm not going to do it. You have to get on the Patreon, and I make you a personal video and get access to all my content on demand daily. Follow me on Instagram, Dominance Mindset Raw Game, where you get access to free game Fridays, Wisdom Wednesday, live consultations, free beam ups on IG, and audio message, as well as travel vlogs as well.
FYI, guys, I'm about to subscribe to Afi right now. I'm like, you know, I would consider myself, you know, I'm fairly aware of what's going on, you know, with all that. But I still learn from Afi. Like, make no mistake, guys. Like, when Afi comes into webinars, I listen. So you owe in that humbleness of learning from other people that are more, that are a little bit more. Because Afi's 38, he's been around the world. He's more experienced than I am. I'm only 30, so I learn from this man. You know, he learns from me. It's that, you know, iron sharpens iron, guys. So I'm definitely gonna become a Patreon now. I didn't even know he had a thing. I'm gonna definitely subscribe and support, man. Support the content, and that's all I got, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
If you guys want to donate, there's the link right there, paypal.me/KingFee. Make sure you subscribe to the mukbang channel. The link will be in the chat. I just did a fire drop on the KFC donut sandwich, and I edited that joint down, so y'all go check it out. Also, go subscribe to the Expert Level Wrestling Podcast. I just dropped some motivation about crossing the threshold on there. So the videos are metaphors, so y'all got to go over there. I don't care if y'all like wrestling or not. I'm just giving you a visual for this game. That's all I'm doing, right? And then it's some little nostalgia too. Okay, so make sure you do that. Also, make sure you check my Anchor Spotify podcast. Link will be in the chat. Reason being, I got a new fire one coming out tomorrow about sex. And I know y'all want to hear that. I know y'all want to hear the sex one, especially Big Bro Lawrence. He don't talk about the sex on here. So y'all get to hear another version of him. And shout out to the haters. If y'all leave a thumbs down, guess what? I love you haters. Because I don't have a hater bone in my body because I'm too fresh. And I'm too saucy. And I'm going to play this I'm going to play this outro and spam the links. And when the song is up, we out. Appreciate y'all time. We going to hit y'all with this. Boom. Hold on. Let me boom it. We doing this. What y'all know about this? It's working on yourselves. This is a metaphor too. Players.
Bro, this is one of the best movies ever made, man.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Bro, one of the best movies ever made, man.
How about that, haters?
Hearts on Fire, baby.
How about that, haters?
I've worked out to that song many times, dude.
Man, it's on my list. Make sure to drop a "We Are Kings." We are the prize when the show is over. Wait 5 minutes. Drop that comment, man. Shout out to Tyrone Washington.
Yo, like the ultimate American story right there, bro.
No pain. No pain. I like the little breakdown right here, though. Watch the little riff. Here come the saucy part. Let's go crazy. Let's get them. Let's get them. Montage. Dum 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 dum.
Bro, and this movie was back in the 80s when like masculinity was like actually admired, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, like if you try, like nowadays we got like, you know, it's like we don't have any real like male like lead like masculine stars anymore, bro. You know what I mean? Like they're taking all the movies now and they're like making them like super, you know, feminist now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the show in the chat. Make sure y'all, when it's over, wait 5 minutes, drop a comment. It helps the channel grow. Quit saying y'all fuck with me if y'all don't want to leave the comments. This is, y'all got to do likes and comments is the free shit. Stay on the free shit. Give me some effort and consistency with this shit, players.
Show the support, man. I'm liking it right now, too.
This is my third time today, and I got another thing to go tonight, and I'm running just like Rocky, fam. We out. Matter of fact, let me watch him go all the way up.
All right, guys. Peace out, man.
Peace.
I'm out, man. Afi, thank you for having me, bro. It was great, man.
Appreciate you too, bro.
Later, guys. Hit me up on Instagram, guys. If you got any fitness stuff, I'll answer your questions.
All
Peace.
right. The struggle, it's hard sometimes. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep climbing. You got to keep going. It don't matter if it hurts. It doesn't matter. You got to keep up. Then what happens? After the struggle, see what happens? See, if y'all had to stick around for the ending. If y'all clicked off, y'all missed the whole ending, man. Shame on you. Fire ass shows, nigga. I'm gonna go.